Good morning, team. How are we? Hope you are all fantastic. Of course you're fantastic. What am I even thinking? Now, I am just wanting to make sure that this is working. Yes. Thank goodness. All right. I've got the notification. Whew. Tell you what, it makes me so nervous when you've had a whole live that didn't work and then wanting to make sure that it does. So hello. We are most definitely working. So really awesome. Now, a couple of quick things before we get started. Visible Live is happening next month. We are on pretty much on the 4-week countdown before I head off again. Yay, so excited. You guys all know that I most definitely love traveling. So I'm really excited to head to Melbourne first of all, and then all over the place from there. So now this is not working, so I can't put the link in there. So what I actually wanted to talk to you about today was some copywriting hacks. And this is off the back of being in a couple of groups that, hey, Neri, how are you? Been in a couple of groups for a long time, but I've noticed specifically in a couple of groups over the course of this week, as I've been looking at some different things, there have been quite a number of questions about landing pages. There have been quite a number of questions, like a lot of questions about landing pages not working, basically crowdsourcing opinions on what people think about the design of the landing pages, what they think about the copy of the landing pages. And the stuff for me, like you guys know that when I'm looking at a lot of this stuff, I'm like, you don't want to ask for feedback from people who are, and Neri, you actually put a post up about this, not the same thing, but a similar vein. You don't want to ask for feedback from people who are not your ideal clients. You don't want to ask feedback from people who are not looking at your stuff strategically. Right? So when I'm talking about that, what I mean is if I was to say to you, oh, hey, I need some feedback on a landing page that I'm creating about making really awesome hair clips. And you might be like, I'm not even the person for that. Like they could be custom made resin hair clips designed for 16-year-olds, for example. Now, if you're not 16 and you're not going to buy my stuff, and you're not looking at my stuff strategically, then it's silly to, well, it's not silly, it's a bit naive to think that and confusing actually, to think that the people that are going to be providing you with the opinions are actually not even people who are going to buy. They're not your ideal client, they're not really going to be interested, and they're just like, well, like my opinion is and usually the way that they phrase it is like this: I wouldn't buy your stuff, or I'm not your market, but here is my opinion. So this is where people get so freaking confused. And copywriting and content writing is not the easiest thing to get under your belt anyway, right? It can be time consuming, it's taxing. And then what we're thinking about is like, I've got to get this content created. I've got to get these landing pages done. I've got to get these posts written because I need to grow my email list so that I can get more clients, so I can make more money, so I can get myself out there. So I've got to be visible in order to make all of that stuff happen. And you're getting all of these opinions from everyone that can often leave you so much more confused with like, oh my gosh, have I done the right thing? Have I said the right thing? Maybe my message is off. Maybe I'm not even, like, maybe I'm not cut out for this. Maybe I don't know my people as well as I think I do, right? There, exactly. Yeah. You know, you don't ask your doctor for their opinion on how to cut your hair. It's not helpful. It's really sad, and it's annoying to sit on my side because I'm like, oh my God. So what I've actually done in the last couple of days is I've been commenting on people's posts who have asked for this or who have been asking for feedback. And it's astonishing how many other people have come in and said, well, you know, those colors actually don't even resonate with me at all. I don't understand what you're saying. They're like, you know, I don't even know what this is, or, you know, I'd never buy from you, or I'm not your client, but this is what I think. I'm like, fucking hell, you should just keep your mouth shut then. You know, if you're not able to offer something that's going to be helpful and constructive, then keep it shut. So what my thing has been is I've gone, all right, well, based on what you've created, and there's this one particular landing page that I was looking at specifically, and everybody had said, oh, I don't like the design, I don't like the font, and I don't like this. And I'm like, you guys, here's the thing that you need to understand, right? The first thing that people see, forget the font, forget the color, forget the design, forget the photos, forget the imagery, actually forget about the whole landing page right now, because people don't just go, walking through the internet and, oh, look, a landing page. Yeah, this is really helpful. A landing page, the job of a landing page is to collect a name and an email address and automatically send something that your audience has said, yes, I really need that. Thank you so much. That would be amazingly helpful, right? So it's like trying to fix the inside of a restaurant, but you've got no foot traffic. Like if you've got no way of getting customers in or patrons into your restaurant, you shouldn't really be worrying about that. You've got to focus on the traffic first and the people first, in going, all right, like this is coming, get on the wait list, get on the email list. I can't wait to open up, right? And then meanwhile, you can work on what's going on behind closed doors by the time they get there. So what happens first is that people are actually going to see probably a post of yours on social media, or they might see an ad, right? Now, let's pretend that those both two things are one and the same thing. So they read some copy, right? So copy is the words that you have used in order to capture, engage, and create a pattern interrupt in the eyes of your audience. So a pattern interrupt is where, and we'll do this a lot, like we're scrolling. Oh, what's that? Right? You might not like literally go out loud, oh, what's that? But it's kind of, that's what kind of happens. There's something that has to stop the scroll. So your first job in any kind of posting that you're doing in this sort of situation is stopping the scroll. But in order to stop the scroll, you need to know who you are talking to. So what I wanted to give you today is a 3-step. It's really quick, really easy, really, really simple. It's 3 steps to creating compelling copy. All right. So when they see the thing, they're like, oh yeah, this is really cool. This is me. And then what happens is you will, at the bottom of the writing that you've put out there, you'll say, hey, just click here and I'll send you your free guide or whatever it happens to be. They'll click on that and then they'll go and look at your landing page. So the job of that post and that copy is to basically, you've got to sell the click. You've got to give them a reason to click on that thing and then go over and actually say, yeah, I really want this thing. So the first step is you need to know who your audience is. So not in a, oh, they're 40 years old and they're struggling kind of niche. I want really specific. Okay, so write this stuff down. What are your audience saying? What is their self-talk? What are their emotions? What are their thoughts? And what actions are they taking or are they not taking? Or what are they avoiding? So in this example that I was telling you about, this landing page that I gave some constructive feedback on, I actually said, all right, like she'd put up this post and said, I really want to work with women who are worried about charging what they're worth. They're brand new to business and they don't know how to sell. And like really what I want to do is use the dynamic laws of prosperity to be able to help them unlock those so that they can get out there and, do the things that they're here to do. And I'm like, okay, cool. So what I know about startup business owners and women entrepreneurs, particularly because she said women, is that we have, like when we're stepping out into our business, and I know for me, the big problem that I had when I first started in business was I was so scared of asking for the sale. I was so scared of pricing myself too expensively in my eyes or too cheaply in my eyes. And then I was worried that people would say yes. And then I was worried that maybe people would say no. And then I was worried about how I would actually take the payment. I was worried that people would think that I was a fraud. I was worried that I knew enough about, the way that things work, that if we're not confident in the pricing that you're saying, then we have tells, right? It might be your voice cracking. When I'm really uncomfortable, I laugh a lot, or I'll flick my foot out, or, I do funny things. I will get like, I get really awkward and my eyes go everywhere. And, if I'm saying, this program is only like $5,000, because you'll hear it in my voice compared to how I normally am, that's not the right price point for me. So with all of that stuff in mind, I was like, all right, so what they're saying is that they're really worried that they're not going to make any money, but they have to make money. They're worried about talking about what they're worth. They don't even know how to price what they're worth. They're worried about what their peers might think. They're worried about being too expensive, too cheap, yada, 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 right? And so then they just go like, fuck it, I'm done, I'm out. Maybe I should just go and get a job because then I don't have to worry about it. Hey, Rebecca. And all of that kind of stuff, right? So there's a whole mishmash of really shitty self-talk that can go on. So you need to know that. What I want you to do is think of 3 things, right? So they're stuck, overwhelmed, they got really negative self-talk. Maybe they are, a lot of people, when they're new to business, they don't understand the word scarcity, right? So you've got to be careful as well about, some people do, but you've got to be aware of the language that you're using and really meeting people where they're at. For instance, if I was to go out to market with different things and using a whole host of acronyms that I might use within my own organization and with my own clients, most people wouldn't understand that because you haven't had the exposure to any of that kind of language and stuff yet, right? So even landing pages, the lingo that we use and that we assume everybody knows, everybody doesn't always know that. So be really careful to minimize the lingo when you're putting out these posts and your content. So the second step is, what is it that they know that they want? Right? So what do you think they want? What have they told you they want? How do they want to feel? What do they want to do? What will this do for them? And how will this change for them? Right? So step 1 is kind of like looking at that, are you tired of holding yourself back because you just don't know how, you're just not confident that anything's going to happen. Right? You're just worried about that people are going to think that you're full of it and that maybe, you're a fraud and imposter. I know that if I read that, I'd be like, yes, that was exactly me. Oh my God, shut up and give me the thing. Help me fix it, right? So you've got to know what they want. They want to feel confident. They want to feel empowered. They want to feel like they can say what they want to say and charge what they want to charge and be okay if someone says no. And then it's not actually about them, right? So how would this change for them? So think of 3 things that your people want. I'm just looking for 3 single words, right? So the first 3 words are something where they might be stuck, overwhelmed, that kind of thing. And then the second step are, what are 3 things that you know that they want? Choice, freedom, flexibility, confidence, clarity, engagement, love, fun, frivolity, confidence, a clean house. I was looking at my sink over there that needs to be wiped down. So what do they want, right? So step 1, step 2. Step 3, you need to let them know what you've got for them and how it will help them. There's no good just saying, download my free guide. I've put it together for you. It's really awesome. Like, they don't give a shit. Right? Oh, come and join my webinar where I'm going to teach you the 5 keys to rocking your sales. Yeah, so they need to know what's in it for them. So for this step 3, we're going to do the one of my legacy items from Westpac is in the very, very early training days. And you know what corporate organizations are like. They've got acronym after acronym after acronym after acronym. Westpac was no different. And one of the things that we used to use was tuning in to WIIFM, which is the what's in it for me acronym, right? So what is it for them? So what have you got for them and what's in it for them? So for example, if I'm doing I've got my badass planner, like this thing here, right? The planner, I let you guys download this for free. It's over on my website if you want it. And The reason that I put that out there is it creates clarity and systems and structure so that you can, right? So you can feel like you know exactly what you need to do and feel a strong sense of achievement at the end of the day. Download it now so you can have more clarity. Right? Download it now so that you can have your day planned. Download it now so no matter what is going on in your day, you feel like you have control. Yes, I'm a control freak. So, that would totally get me. If somebody says like, do you feel like you're spinning out of control in your day and you're juggling all of the things? Download this planner right now so you can gain control back and achieve everything that you want. I'd be like, yeah, shut up, I'm in. Take my money or take my email address. I'm totally in. So to summarize, step 1 is know what their problems are. Step 2 is know what they want. Step 3 is what is it that you are going to give them and why is that helpful, right? And then what they'll do is you'll say like, click here, like just give them the quick thing that they need to do. Click here to access it and I'll email it to you. Then over on the landing page, so we've got our copy. This is one way that you can use this type of copywriting. So you've got all of your copy there and then they go over to the landing page. You do not want to have all of those words on the landing page as well, right? You might just say, download my 3-step guide or my 3-step planning system so that you can regain control over your day. Click into your details here and I'll send it to you. Like bang, bang. Like really short, sharp, and shiny. So what has to happen is you've got to have a way of connecting these two pieces. It's part of your funnel. You want to have a way of connecting these two pieces emotionally and in the copy. If it doesn't, if I was to say like all about gaining control and yada yada, and then over here I'm like, this is a really pretty PDF that you can download and access on your iPad at any time, people they're like, huh? That doesn't make any sense. Or if I started talking about clarity on here, but over on here, I'm talking about confidence and systems, you don't want to create any type of disconnect or any type of cognitive dissonance between what you've told them in that first part to what happens on the second part, right? So being on message and having a consistent message across both of these places is really important. So that's one way of being able to use this type of copywriting. The second is just using this type of formula on your posts and things like that. So the way that you might start these are like things like I was talking to this lady the other day, and one of the big things that she told me that she was really struggling with was how to share her own personal content, stuff about her personal life as well as stuff about her professional life. Right? And I know that a lot of you find that hard as well. So I might start like that. Or I might say, if you're a woman who has started their own business and you get really worried about how to price your things, you're not confident because you've never done it like this before, then etc., etc., etc. So I remember back in the day when I very first started, one of the big problems that I had was So there are 3 quick little opening lines that you could use just in your normal posting, right? So it doesn't have to be about trying to generate a lead. It can be about how to create a connection with your audience in terms of your storytelling as well, which is really, really important. So I hope that helps you. You've got the 3 steps. Remember, what are they feeling right now? What are they frustrated around? What are their emotions? What action are they not taking? Or what action are they taking? Or what have they been avoiding? Step 2 is what is it that they really want? How do they really want things to change? What do they really want things to look like? And step 3, let them know what you've put together for them with how you can help them. So that was bad English. There are a couple of quick tips there for you in terms of how to create compelling copy that is actually going to help people, and it's going to help you generate your leads as well, which of course means that you get to be visible, you get to get yourself out there, you get your message out there, you're putting your content out there. It's really helpful for people. You're growing and gaining in visibility. You're able then to generate the leads. You're able then to start getting conversations happening around helping people, which means that you're going to make more sales, which means you're going to have more freedom and choice and flexibility and lifestyle, like all of that stuff that you all really, really want. And the whole reason, mainly, that for nearly everyone that I've spoken to ever in the last more than 11 years that I've been doing this, everybody really just wants to be able to help more people. And, this is one of the ways of being able to do that. So that's what we're going to do. Now, if you would like me to audit your copywriting or your lead magnets, perhaps they're not working. I thought I would just throw together a really quick thing. I'll do a full audit for you and then send you a list of recommendations, $197. I don't have an order form yet. If you want me to do something like that for you, message me, because I haven't done anything like that. In terms of setting up the technology, I audit this stuff all the time, but I just haven't set up the order forms. So if you'd like to do that, let me know, and I would love to help you with that. Otherwise, you know what you need to do. Get your butts registered for Visible Live that is happening in a few short weeks. I know, Carmen, it's ridiculous. She says, take my money. Visible Live happening in a city near you. The link will be in the comments after I get them uploaded shortly. And other than that, get yourselves out there, go help some people, have a whole ton of fun doing it. And most of all, remember that the world is ready for your brand of awesome. Bye.